Can you believe a man once stole 5 priceless paintings from Europe's most secure museums and was never caught? This is the story of Lucien Moreau, known to the world as the gentleman thief. His tale begins not in the shadowy underworld, but on a quiet cobblestone street in Lyon, France, behind a humble watchmaker's shop. There, time ticked softly, and art hung on every wall. Lucien's father was a master clockmaker, and his mother a gifted art restorer. From them he learned 2 invaluable lessons: patience and precision. He spent his childhood mesmerized by the intricate dance of gears inside old watches, understanding how a single misstep could disrupt the rhythm of time. From his mother, he learned to see beyond the cracks and faded colors of a painting, discovering the hidden stories each one held. She taught him that beauty, no matter how broken, could always be repaired. But life wasn't a fairy tale. Money was a constant struggle, and after his father's sudden death, the workshop fell silent, save for the lonely ticking of clocks. His mother worked through the night, leaving a young Lucien alone with unfinished art and the ghosts of time. It was in this quiet solitude that his obsession began, not with stealing, but with saving. Years later, Lucien became a quiet, intelligent man, his passion for art leading him to study restoration. He moved to Paris, and his exceptional talent earned him a prestigious position at the world-renowned Louvre Museum. To his colleagues, he was just Lucien Moreau, polite, serious, and utterly dedicated. A man who treated every canvas as if it were a living soul. But beneath this calm exterior, a secret life was waiting to awaken. One fateful night, while restoring a portrait damaged during the war, Lucien made a shocking discovery. The painting had been stolen from a Jewish family during World War II, and the museum had unknowingly acquired it. That single moment changed everything. He spent weeks poring over historical archives, and against all odds, he found the family's descendants, living a quiet life in Marseille. He knew what he had to do. Working tirelessly in secret, he created a flawless replica. Then, under the cloak of darkness, he swapped the paintings, returning the original to its rightful heirs. It was the first time he stole, not for greed, but for justice. Left behind was a simple calling card that would soon become his signature. Art belongs to memory, not money. LM. One act of justice soon became 2, then 5. Each time, a masterpiece vanished from a high-security vault, only to reappear in the hands of a family who had lost it to history's darkest chapters. The media went into a frenzy, dubbing him Le Fantôme, the ghost. The police were baffled. Security footage captured nothing but a fleeting shadow, a man who moved like smoke. All the while, back at the Louvre, no one suspected a thing. Lucien Moreau continued his work, the quiet restorer who drank his coffee alone and offered a gentle smile to the guards, the very men tasked with stopping the ghost he had become. But his world was about to be turned upside down. Isabelle Dufresne, a brilliant and sharp-eyed young art historian, joined the Louvre team. She was curious and kind, and Lucien found himself drawn to her passion for art. He admired her intellect, never suspecting her true purpose. Isabelle wasn't just an art historian, she was an undercover agent for a special branch of the French National Police. Her one and only mission, to unmask and capture the gentleman thief who had been outsmarting Europe's finest for nearly a decade. She had no idea she was working side by side with the very phantom she was hunting. Then came the announcement that sent shockwaves through Paris, the grand exhibition of the Celestial Tear, a diamond so rare it was said to hold the light of the stars. The city buzzed with excitement, and security at the Louvre was escalated to an unprecedented level. For Lucien, this wasn't about the jewel. It was the ultimate test of his skills, a final masterpiece of stealth. Perhaps it was also his way of saying goodbye. On a cold Paris night, with rain silvering the streets and the Eiffel Tower glowing in the distance, Lucien ascended to the museum's roof. His tools were deceptively simple: a rope, a modified watch from his father's workshop, and the unshakable calm of a man who understood the rhythm of time. Inside, a web of lasers guarded the diamond chamber. He moved through them with the silent grace of a dancer, his every breath measured, his every step precise. The Celestial Tear shimmered before him, a star trapped in a glass cage. Just as his fingers brushed against the display case, a soft click echoed through the silent room. "I thought you fixed paintings, not stole them," a voice said. It was firm, yet it trembled. Lucien turned, his expression not of fear, but of a deep, knowing sadness. It was Isabel. "And I thought you believed in beauty," he replied softly. For a long, breathless moment, they stood frozen, hunter and hunted, two souls caught between law and justice, both uncertain of what either truly meant. Then, a faint, melancholic smile touched Lucien's lips. He pressed a small button on his watch. A blinding white flash erupted, flooding the room with light. When Isabel's vision cleared, he was gone. The celestial tear remained untouched, sparkling under the museum lights. The next morning, the museum was swarming with police. Amidst the chaos, Isabel stood before the magnificent diamond. Tucked neatly beneath its pedestal was a folded note. Her hands shook as she opened it. It read, "I never wanted the jewel. I only wanted to see who would try to stop me." That was the last anyone ever heard of Lucien Moreau. His legend faded into whispers. Some say he escaped to Venice, living out his days restoring art under a new name. Others believe he passed away years later, his true story buried with him. But even today, in the old galleries of Paris, a story lingers. They say that sometimes, when a long-lost painting mysteriously finds its way back home, if you listen very, very closely, you can hear the faint, distant ticking of a watch. And those who know the legend smile and say softly, "The gentleman thief is still keeping his promises." Thank you so much for joining me on this journey into the legend of Lucien Moreau. If you enjoyed this story, please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you don't miss our next adventure into the world's greatest mysteries. See you next time.